Okay, everybody come on up here. There's a few more cheers I think they're going to get, but really want to thank you for coming, and this is really a day just for Debbie and for all the work and everybody, which is probably everybody that's wearing a black hat here, that's for sure, plus a lot more that she's helped over the years. And everyone is really going to miss her. I'm going to miss her. She's helped me a lot while I've been the VSO for the county, and I really appreciate everything that she has done and all the work she does. And so what we want to do is go ahead. We have two of our commissioners. Commissioner Gator will be the first one speaking today, and he'll be followed by Commissioner Johnson, who is our chair, and then we have some other folks that will be speaking after that. Commissioner Gator.
Thanks, Derek. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, you probably hear me okay. I had to run out and grab the microphone. I think when I walked in the room here, I decided I was in the safest place in Larimer County right now. And no disrespect to the fine officers in the Sheriff's Department, who I know, there are some that are here. However, the people before me are people who have stood up in defense of our nation. And many of you on foreign shores, and some of you have seen battle, which I have never. And so let me be the first to say I cannot relate to the sacrifices you have made. However, I'm incredibly grateful for the sacrifices that you have all made for my freedom and the freedom of those around me. So thank you very much for your service. Commissioner Donnelly had very much wanted to be here. However, he had a function with his children. Can you relate to that? Kids have to be, okay, we get that. Family is important. So on behalf of Tom Donnelly, he sends his apologies. And it was fun yesterday. We had the opportunity to say a few words about Debbie. And the hard part for me is I went last, which meant there wasn't a whole lot left to say. But as many of you have had the opportunity to interact with Debbie Pierson, she has been an absolute gem for Larimer County, and I think today we declare Debbie Pierson Day, and which we think is incredibly appropriate. So we wanted to take a few minutes and say thank you to Debbie for all that she has done. Specifically, I want to say for veterans for Larimer County, and that's really primarily what we're here for, but I have to say for what you've done for Larimer County, because if it were not for what you did for our veterans, what would we be? And so that is just, I think Steve Johnson, he'll say it again later today, that he thought that Debbie was one of, if not the most important / valuable person in the county, certainly one of, and I agree with that. I don't want to take, Steve will finish this out, and I'm going to give him as much time because he's really good at this. But I want to tell you, and you have all experienced just interacting with Debbie and the gem and the treat that she has been, and the leader she has been to you. I want to talk, and I tell a story I told yesterday morning, and it's very personal for me, about how it's not just interacting with Debbie, which has been a joy for me in my time as a commissioner. It's what she has instilled in her office, the leadership and the caring. Some of you know my father passed away about a year ago, and he was a Korean War vet. And we wanted to do full military honors for him, and we were having some problems. And my brother is in Denver, and he was in Denver. You would think with those connections down there, we could get stuff done, and we were running into brick wall after brick wall after brick wall. And my brother called me and said, "Is there anything you can do?" I walked up to the Veterans Service office, and just like that, they got things taken care of. So thank you very much on behalf of the Gator family, Debbie. Commissioner Johnson, I will let you take it from here, but Debbie, again, thank you so much for your service to Larimer County.
I'm going to use this one if that's okay. And I was hoping I was going to get to be the first to wish you happy Debbie Pierson Day, and I'm sure a lot of you know that if you saw a front page above the fold, which is a big deal for politicians. But the front page above the fold with a picture That's quite an honor. So I don't like to call this a retirement celebration because I don't really celebrate Debbie leaving. But I think it's a celebration for me of all the wonderful things that she has done for the many years that she's been here in Larimer County. And it's a celebration of a new chapter of her life that is about to begin. And we all appreciate you, Debbie, so very much. I'm going to be uncharacteristically brief. For me. So, in my job, I get to, Debbie's heard me say this so many times, she's sick of it, but this is the last time I'll get to say it, I'm afraid. In my job, I get to hear so many compliments of the wonderful things that county employees do in our community every day. And the one person that I hear more than anybody else of the wonderful things that they've done and the things that have meant so much to people in our community, I hear the most about Debbie Pierson more than any other county employee. And she's very worthy. We had a management consultant tell us that he used to work for folks in the private sector, now he works for folks in the public sector, and he was interested to see what would motivate people in the public sector without the profit motive or the competition motive. And what he said was, people in the public sector love their jobs because they love making a difference in the community. And when you hear Debbie talk about the work that she has done for so long for the veterans of our community, you can really see somebody that loves their job, is dedicated to their job, and feels passionately about what they do. That's how I will always remember Debbie's service to us in Larimer County. So, I also have the honor of reading a letter from our Congressman, Jared Polis. Dear Debbie, I want to congratulate you on your retirement after so many years of incredible service to our veteran community. While the enclosed certificate may seem like the simplest form of gratitude, it comes with limitless thanks. As a member of Congress with deep and strong commitment to honoring and providing for the men and women who serve our great country, it is a true privilege to have you as a constituent, a woman who has set the bar for service to the veteran community and beyond. Your shoes might truly never be filled. For all you've given over all those years, Debbie, congratulations on a career marked by so many remarkable achievements and a retirement well earned. There is no way to know the impact you've had on untold numbers of lives, but I hope you know the difference you've made. Yours truly, Jared Polis, United States Representative, and has sent this certificate, which I'd like to present to you again. All right, Terry, I'm done. Wow.
Okay, right now we have Don Betts.
That's Dan Betts, right?
Dan, what is it?
After all the years
I
we've
know
known
that.
each other. So I'm Dan Betts. I work for U.S. Senator Cory Gardner in his Fort Collins office, and I have a letter from Senator Gardner. But first I wanted to just kind of relate my personal experience with Debbie. So our office does a lot of constituent casework, and probably a lion's share of that is VA casework. So somebody's having an issue with the VA, they'll often reach out to our office, and I can tell you that the Larimer County Veteran Service Office has been an invaluable partner in that, especially Debbie. When I was first starting out, when Senator Gardner was in the House, Debbie was such a great mentor as far as what we needed to do to help the veterans. And, you know, I could really see the incredible impact that she would have on some veterans' lives. They would be homeless, living in their cars, and she would get them tens of thousands of dollars in benefits. It would completely change their lives, right? So really, I have a firsthand view of the incredible work that Debbie and her office have done, and I'm very grateful, and my boss is very grateful. So I do have this letter, short and sweet. Dear Ms. Pierson, congratulations on your retirement from the Larimer County Veteran Service Office. Thank you for your 25 years of dedicated service and commitment to our veterans. As a Veteran Service Coordinator, you provided advocacy and essential services to veterans, their families, and survivors. From securing medical benefits to ensuring financial stability, your work truly changed lives. You have left a lasting legacy on your community and state. I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors, and thank you again for your service. U.S. Senator Cory Gardner.
Wow. I guess that's about all I have to say is wow. There's a lot of faces in here, and I really appreciate that. I don't know if they're going to introduce my families later, but I'm going to let you know that I have 2 sons here. I have Aitor. I have Anthony. I have my grandson Tyler. I have my best friend G. A young man who's been in my house for many, many years, my son's best friend, Dan. I have had the best job, honestly. You know, I look out and I see these faces, and I know your claims, and I know how hard some of us had to work for them. You know, I do know, I kind of feel like you're my family. And I want to thank you for allowing me to serve you for these 25 years. And stop by and see me. Thank you.
Okay, we still have a little bit more to go. Have another presentation here.
For those of you who don't know, Post 4, American Legion here in Fort Collins has nominated her for an award to be given by the State Legion at our mid-year conference. That will be awarded on Saturday, so she will be recognized at the state level as well. In the meantime, Post 4, instead of paper, we're going to give you a coin.
Yeah.
It says, in appreciation of your service and assistance, thank you from the American Legion. And that's all we need to say. Thank you.
American Legion Post 15, Loveland, Colorado. I am the adjutant for Post 15. To my left is our commander, Bart Bartholomew. The American Legion Post 15, Loveland wishes to sincerely thank Debbie Pierson for the many years of outstanding assistance and immeasurable aid given to our Post 15 members and to all veterans of Larimer County. On this day, signed by the Commander Bart Bartholomew, Adjutant Tony Dumas, Judge Advocate Gary Gardner, and all standing officers of Post 15. Again, congratulations.
Post 15, a small donation of a $200 gift card.
You can spend that.
You want to go ahead and give yourself?
Be scared.
You better be scared, Deb.
I gotta ask you, do you want me to do this formally, like I would like to do it, like the Marine Corps way, or would you like me to just read this, like the Marine Corps way? is her day. So if you would indulge me in honor of Debbie, I'm going to ask those who have served or are currently serving, I'm going to call the room to attention. If you wouldn't mind standing, please. Attention to orders! Subject, Certificate of Appreciation. On behalf of all veterans in Larimer County, Northern Colorado, and beyond, we take extreme pleasure in presenting this Certificate of Appreciation to Deborah Ann Pierson for superior service and unwavering support of veterans and their families. Your loyal dedication and steadfast devotion to the men and women who have served this great nation serves as an inspiration to all. Words cannot express our deepest gratitude. You will be extremely missed. Fair winds and following seas. Signed, L.D. Little, Sergeant Major, United States Marine Corps, retired.
Hoorah!
No. Adi.
Just to let you know, the next person going to come up is this Joni Friedman. She is our workforce director, also supervisor over there. But also after this, then anybody that wants to come up, we'll give you a couple minutes to be able to speak and if you'd like to.
So quite a few years ago, previous commissioners came to me and said, would you supervise the Veteran Service Office? So I said, sure, it does so much for our community. I'd love to add it as an additional service to our workforce center. And also it honors our state staff who work with veterans. And Debbie was not the original Veteran Service Officer. She just worked in that office. And the next step we knew is we needed to create a new office. And Debbie and I sat down and talked about how can we do this in a way that honors our veterans and make sure their voice is still heard as a veteran service officer, but at the same time allow Debbie to continue her work, which was amazing as we look around this room. And we came up with a model that was then blessed by our commissioners to move ahead and start a way to serve veterans to the highest level and have people like Terry step up to be able to coordinate and link with our veteran community. And that model has worked extremely well for Larimer County. And as I look at the room, the testament I see to Debbie's work is in all your faces. And she has been a great part of our team, and her staff has been a great part of our team. And I wanted everybody to know how she will be missed from her teammates as well. Because we know whenever we ask Debbie to see somebody, they will get the best customer service that anybody could anticipate. So Debbie, please come up. We have something for you. It's heavy. Thank you. Shall I open it? Sure. Absolutely. Now stay up here. So, as their supervisor, my team knows I always talk to people and get to know more than just their work because their families are so important too. So I have to tell you, I've heard different stories, but how important her family and friends are to her. So I've heard lots of great things about her grandson and her kids. She asked if you guys would please come up and be with her as she opens her gift because you are so much a part of what she does. Thank you. So like Debbie's busy, I also want you to thank two other people. This whole party has been fun to put together, but I have to tell you a little bit of work. So I want to thank Cheryl DeGrave and Trish Reynolds for really putting up this. There she is, hiding in the back. Thank you. I can't see it. Okay, let's see if I can read it. Oh, I don't.
Grandson
Oh,
can read
good. Okay.
So it says her name, Debbie. The purpose of life is to be useful, to be honorable, and compassionate, to have it make some difference, that you have lived and lived well. Lambert County Workforce Center, 2017.
My Kindle.
Two candles up back to that.
So, with that, I think, anybody else that would want to make some short comments or? Oh, you're first, please. All right.
Now this is scary. That's scary.
Pull the mic down.
So, living with her, I know firsthand that, well, she can be angry. But most of the time that she shows she does show compassion. And she just basically makes my day whenever I'm just hanging out at home, because she's always nice. She doesn't get too angry unless I do something. And just living with her, I know that she is definitely capable of doing whatever she wants, whenever she wants, because she's just perfect to do that.
Mel Hildenberg, Fort Collins, Colorado. I had the pleasure of coming to Fort Collins 14 years ago. And early on, I had been in Air Force ROTC at the then Colorado State College. And I'd gotten an honorable discharge a quarter away from my commission. And I'd gotten some of the documentation, but the documentation referred to another document, a DD 2246 or something, I don't know. But it had to do with my discharge. And boy, it took Debbie maybe like 2 weeks to get that. And it was a long time ago when that was like 1971. So thank you very much, Debbie, and enjoy I had a friend one time said he wasn't retired, he was just refired. And in my case, I was just getting fired again from some job. Thanks, Debbie.
My name is Ben Mestis. I'm the director for the Colorado Division of Veterans Affairs, and have the pleasure of working with all the county veterans service officers throughout the state. When I first took my position as director, I put together the smartest people in the room I could find to be an advisory committee for me. And the first name that I chose was Debbie. And it's because of the knowledge that she brings in, the compassion that she brings to the table, and just by looking over the crowd here, the gumption that she puts in, never to take no for an answer. And I have to tell you, I've done this off and on for probably the last 25 years in some form or another, working with veterans or working with the military. But let me tell you what, her experience, her knowledge, and her abilities are beyond anything that anybody could ask for. Once again, as a witness to those individuals who've been assisted. I almost feel like I'm at an Oprah show. You've got a claim. You've won your claim. You've won your claim. And it's all because of her. And so I just wanted to tell you with a heartfelt thank you for a job well done. Deb, thanks.
I am Angela Myers, your Laramie County Clerk and Recorder, and as I listen to the words that have been said here today, Debbie, and see all of you amazing folks who have served our country so generously and whose lives have been changed by that service, that, first of all, is awe-inspiring in itself. Then to have someone like you who gives their heart and soul for the benefit of all these people. We all say, I've said many times, thank you for your service, and I would be delighted to have an opportunity to say that to each and every one of you. The talk is cheap. This woman made the difference in your lives, and for that I am eternally grateful as a citizen of this country and this county. And thank you for the impression you've made on all of us. Godspeed for you in the next chapter.
I'm Master Gunnery Sergeant Brian Ires, Marine Corps Reserve retired, and I've been a cop for 24 years here in Fort Collins, Colorado. Through all my deployments, Debbie was there with her office, taking care of my family. It's really easy to talk about saying thank you, or that way different to do something for them. And thank you. I know that the past 15 years, especially since the war's been going, anytime we found a vet on the street and we had no resources for him, the vets in my department would come to Debbie and they would find resources for these veterans that are suffering from mental illness, PTSD, from substance abuse problems. There's a lot of problems that they have, and what we didn't have a problem with was getting Debbie in her office to help those veterans. And thank God for you. I thank you, and my family loves you, veterans love you, and have a fantastic retirement. If anybody deserves it, you do. Thank you.
Retired First Sergeant Jay Woodward. Back in 1984, I came to Fort Collins, Station Commander, Army Recruiting. Debbie has been avid, wonderful, just ballistic. No, she has been a fantastic, wonderful woman. She just recently helped me with my VA disability. I didn't realize I had some 30 different things wrong with me. What's going on here? So it's like, I had no idea. And she gave me the encouragement, the enticement, and the fortitude to continue to drive on. They're absolutely sure.
We're going long here, I think. I'm Bill Conroy. I had the position of State Director for Fort Bend, and I was sitting out there, and as Ben stated, we county service officers, we had what I like to say technical support. By statute, we had to provide training, blah, blah, blah. A lot of the veterans in the state thought that the county service officers were under our supervision, and therefore didn't hesitate to call in when they had a complaint regarding a service officer, county service officer around the state. I don't think that I ever received one complaint from Debbie, on Debbie, during my 7 years as state director. I can't say that about myself. There are a lot of complaints about me, but you're going to be missed. I can remember when Renee and I came up here 10 years ago on a roundtable discussion on whether you were qualified or not. I think this room puts an end to that question. So God bless you for everything you've done. God bless you in the second half of your life. Looks like you've got a shy grandchild that's going to keep you busy. So happy trails to you, Debbie.
My name's Tony Abbott. I'm with American Legion Post 2000 in Loveland. I'm also the bell ringer captain for Loveland. For those of you who don't know, the bell ringers get up at early in the morning. We leave the Associated Vets at 4 o'clock in the morning. That coincides with the armistice signing in World War I to wake up the vets to come down to Vets Club for breakfast. Debbie has been with us numerous times. Along with that, she finishes, and she comes up here and goes to work. So those of you who have slept in